Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everyone? I hope you're all doing well and had a fantastic weekend. As usual, bit of a long weekend on my part, I have to admit. I am pretty tired. But as usual, we'll get through the stream and outline the best setups we can possibly find on Bitcoin. So, as usual, if anyone is in the live chat, could you let me know if we are live? I mean, we are, but if everything is good, the sound, the video, um, yeah, before we dive into everything. Mm, mm, mm. So I'll wait a couple of seconds before diving into everything. If not, then I'll just dive right away into. Hello, Jean-Pierre. I hope you're doing well. Hello, Nunal, as well. It's nice to see you both. Hope you had a great weekend. So, as usual, we'll start with the announcement. I forgot to log into Discord. That is a bit unfortunate. I need 1 second here. How do I hide this? Let me try something, guys, because I forgot to log into Discord, which is a pretty smart move by me. Can you guys see the screen? I hope that you can't. I haven't switched screen very often. So I'll quickly log into Discord. I forgot to. I'm very smart. To recap the week. Man, frick. Apologies for the small inconvenience. Just give me 1 minute. Discord. How are you, everyone, by the way? Sound is good. Thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. Continue. Man, how did I forget about this? Okay, that should be good. Now we should be good to go. Give me a couple of seconds. And that should be it. So can you guys see the Discord right now? I think you should be able to. Yeah, you can. So for the announcements, you guys know if you want to trade with a 30% fee discount on Bitunix, you can sign up with our referral link. And that's the first announcement. The second one, of course, is that if you want to get access to our imbalance indicator, which did call pretty much every single low this week, as we will recap, you can find it in our courses, and the link is available down in the description of this live. So for the recap of the trading, honestly, I didn't do much this week. I sent you my exchange on, what was that, Thursday? So that was Thursday. As you can see, since the low at $80,000, I didn't take any trade, except up there I took a short position, which was not a new one, but I just averaged down on my old short position with a new entry price of $94,000. If anyone is new here, we had taken a short at $105,000, and I already took 2 take profits, with the second one being at, so take profit 2 was at $92,000 pretty much. So I've taken most of my profits on my short that I wanted to lock in. That's why I didn't really mind to average down, with once again the new entry price at $94,000 as just outlined right there, $94,000. So not much to do. We can go over to the charts. Last Sunday, what I wanted to see was a rise indeed. We wanted to see a rise on Bitcoin. However, I was hoping to see one more low below $80,000. I have to say, maybe looking back at this plan, this was not the most logical one. On the higher time frame, it was very good, but maybe expecting a Tuesday low was not the most logical thing to do. In any case, when we saw this move up, we did make an update on YouTube on Wednesday. And what I wanted to see, I can now remove this. So what I wanted to see was a drop into support to then see a reversal to the upside. Our target was $92,000. We got the rise without getting the drop first, which was kind of unfortunate because I missed my long position. Now, with that said, I did talk about the imbalances. The reason that Bitcoin was not able to drop is simply because, as you can see, we had a cluster of imbalances on every single drop. On this drop, we had 2 imbalance, and that's just on Bybit. On Binance, we had even more. we had two imbalances on this job. On this job, you had 1, 2, 3, 4 imbalances. So when I saw this on Wednesday, I was considering opening a long position on this candle, because when you have 3 imbalances, while price is not doing anything, everyone was trying to short the jobs. It was kind of a signal that Bitcoin was not going to drop before moving to $92,000. I ended up not taking that long position as showed on the exchange. I didn't take any trade. But once again, looking back at it, I could have been a bit more aggressive, taken that long position, and if it got stopped out anyways, I was very confident that we would reach $92,000, so I would have opened a second long at $84,000. But that's on the imbalance side. If you guys don't know this indicator, I mean, it's not really an indicator, but you can see we didn't really have any imbalance on the pumps. Every single imbalance was on the drop, except right there we had 2 imbalances, which did offer a bit of a drop. So that's for the recap. Once again, not much to do for me. I was expecting higher prices, which we got, and we couldn't drop to the support first. So with that said, what can you expect this week? 92 did offer a bit of a fake out above. We had an imbalance on the 4-hour. That was the first imbalance on Bybit on this in the entire week. Actually, that was the first 4-hour imbalance of the entire week. That was on Monday actually. So we did have an imbalance on the Monday open. Binance, we had 2 imbalances on that pump, and right now we have 2 more imbalances on the 4-hour on Binance. So this week, I can keep this resistance. I will keep this level. So we can keep all of the levels for now. These will be nice reference points. Can start on the daily. Look at Binance. We have an order block, so I'm just gonna mark this out as a first area. Let's take the bottom half. 12-hour. Do we have an imbalance on Binance? We do. So that would be my support. That should be good enough. 4-hour, we did have one on Binance, right? Yep, we have a 4-hour imbalance. So I will take this and the open. That should be good enough. 4-hour, 1 hour, that's what I'm gonna take. And this would be my support for this week. At least my main support. So around $87,000. That would be my first support that I would look for. To the downside, $84,000 is still a nice support, but I would be kind of surprised if we reach it. Or maybe not, we'll have to see. So I'll keep this for now to outline the plan. 88, I want to keep this as a reference point for myself. To the upside, I would still look for that bounce towards 99 probably. 99.5, I think that looks very good. Or else we do have, in the meantime, this imbalance at 94 on Binance. But do I like this one? I don't know. Let me mark this out as a first level, but not a very strong one, so I will put this in dashed. So this week, what I would look for is one of 2 things. Ideally, what I would want to see is a drop tomorrow into Tuesday potentially and form a Tuesday Asian session low. It really depends on what happens today, which is why I'm kind of hesitant, because if price is able to hold up, maybe we take out $94,000 first and then drop, which could make a bit more sense actually. Do we see the move up first? Look, I'm gonna give it, but it's gonna depend on what happens. So move up first into $94,000 for a Monday high, and then get that reversal to the downside and potentially find a low right there. We still have to be aware of $84,000 because we could get a false bounce and then $84,000 and then a bounce higher. But my main thought process here is that we don't have enough time to get this drop at 84, which is why I kind of dismissed this level at the start of the live. My high time frame thought process to go through it, I think is very important, is that we have the FOMC next in 2 Wednesdays. So it will be on the 10th of December. If I add it on my chart, 10th of December, Wednesday. So we do have the FOMC on the 10th of December. And guess what happened on this high when we were looking for a short position? We had the exact same setup. Unfortunately, I got front on the short, but I wanted to see a rise into the FOMC to then see a reversal to the downside because we had the FOMC on the 29th of October. Now we still topped out the same week. We topped out on Monday. So the logic remains exactly the same. You had the FOMC and you chopped people right before the news. So it was a very obvious sell the news event. This time, I believe the same thing will happen. We will have a sell the news event, which is why when you look at this drop, you can see we don't have enough time to form a high into the FOMC. So I might have to review this plan actually. How about we drop? So Tuesday low, actually, not Monday high, Tuesday low, bounce, maybe close the weekend somewhere up there, get a weekend pump, and then we could look for a top on Monday or after the meeting. It doesn't really matter. I am a bit more of a fan of this plan. Time-wise, it makes a bit more sense. So yeah. So overall, guys, these should be my levels. Very easy. We have one level above, two levels below. It will mainly depend on the reaction. If price holds up today, maybe we get a Monday high tomorrow. But considering the timing of things, I would like to see a drop first to have time to get a big pump into the FOMC, which is on the 10th of December. Form a high up there, maybe on Monday, maybe after the news come out, and then from there we get the reversal to, of course, get new lows on Bitcoin. Because on the much higher time frames, my view does remain the same. This is just a fall slope, and we will break back down below $74,000. Very confident about that view. So that's how I'm looking at the charts right now. Any questions in the live chat? Where would you like BTC to close end of year? I don't know, maybe somewhere in the low 80s. I don't think we'll break that low, so we'll break below $74,000 before the end of the year. Think we'll get, even though, I mean, this is sideways at the end of the day, I think we'll get a bit of sideways price action until the end of the year and maybe close somewhere, let's say, in the low 80s. That would be my guess. And then in the next year, so January, we just continue on moving down. And overall, while we just continue our way down to potentially first target will be the $60,000, somewhere in this area. But yeah, that would be my plan, guys. Pump into the FOMC exactly as we got up there. I would really like to see a Sunday pump into a Monday high. This usually creates the most FOMO, and this is what we have been seeing over and over again. Again, guess what happened on the all-time high? We did give this short setup. We got a Sunday pump. If I go on the 1 hour, not really a Sunday pump, but Sunday sideways up into Monday, Monday high, and this was a short setup that was given. I personally didn't take it because I'm quite stupid, but we gave this short setup, Monday high, and this offered, of course, a massive reversal to the downside. So that's kind of my mindset right now. It's looking a bit ahead in time because I'm already talking about next weekend, but I hope that you guys understand my point of view. I hope it's not too complicated to understand. Should be fairly simple, honestly. How would you like the yearly candle to look? I don't really look at the yearly candle. You can see it's not even on my time frames. So we can look at it. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. Let me hide everything. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. Maybe probably close in the red. That would be my expectation. Close in the red somewhere. I mean, still, so close in the red somewhere around $84,000. That would be my guess. But I don't look at the yearly candle and I couldn't care less about it, to be honest. I don't think this gives me anything. Even the monthly, I don't really care about the monthly, even though look up there, you had the monthly imbalance. Weekly as well, I don't know. A quick recap on Binance, we did have a weekly imbalance. Where is it? Oh, that's the 3-day, my bad. So we did have a weekly imbalance, which I'm still looking to get recovered. So yeah. If we can jump first, this would offer very confident long positions in my opinion, because this high will get taken out in my opinion, and we will take out this high and reach $94,000 again in my opinion. There I do. So I guess that's it for Bitcoin. Of course, you have to be aware of the fact of the potential drop to $84,000 before reversing, but as mentioned, because of the time crunch that I'm seeing Bitcoin head into, I would really like to put a high around mid of December. $84,000 does seem a bit less likely, but still a good support level. So with that said, we can move on to other assets. Ethereum, not much to say there. We had this massive support, which was front on by like $1, but still we had a daily imbalance at the lows. I kind of still wanted to see this one being retested before we saw the move up. Still, we are seeing the move up. If anyone is interested in trading Ethereum, I would definitely mark out this daily imbalance at $3,400. You have a 12-hour order block as well, so you can mark this out as an area. But Ethereum overall, you can see that we called the high on this resistance, almost called the low. I mean, my support did get front on, so I'm not going to say that I called the low, but still, just like Bitcoin, I was looking for a leaf rally. It's just that my support got front on. So Ethereum, I would focus on this area above. You could make it a bit more accurate. I don't want to dive into it too much. Maybe just take the top of this. And this level looks a bit better. So 3.5, 3.4, a bit of a big area. That's what. So let's call it 3,450 to 3.5. That would be what I'm looking for on Ethereum. Can potentially, like Bitcoin, get a job tomorrow to get a move back up and then reverse it to the downside. That makes sense on Ethereum. That makes sense. I do want to take a look at ZEC, which has been the most volatile altcoin. Our short given, that was the only one that I gave. That was a massive short trade if anyone took it. Apart from this, I was looking at this coin. I don't know if I talked about this, but that was 2 weeks ago, I think. I was looking to short this high because we had 3 early imbalances, as you can see up there. That would have been a nice short, I have to admit. I missed it. I decided not to take it in the end, but you can see again, even on altcoins imbalances, you had a cluster of imbalances on this high. So if you took the short, well, this would have been a massive short trade. And once again, even on this high, you get the move up, early imbalance right at the highs, which offered another massive reversal to the downside. So that's if anyone is looking to trade ZEC and you have access to our indicator. 12 hours, same thing. You had two 12-hour imbalances at the high. But yeah, you're probably looking for ZEC to drop back to 350. Which is why I wanted to be in that short position. I don't even want to look at it, man. Break 40%. 40%. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome. Can you look at TIA, AVE, and INJ? Of course. Where's TIA? I don't have TIA on my watch list, I think. Here's the T. Very weak looking coin. Very weak one. We did do a bit of analysis. That was a FIP bucket. That was a while ago. Yeah. FIP bucket that offered a bounce, but That's a weak coin. You probably want to dismiss it. I have to be honest. Like, why would you want to trade this? I don't know. Doesn't look good. I have to be honest. Probably forget about this altcoin. Don't have anything good to give. Aave, probably much better coin. Under higher time frames, I would look for the wick to get taken out at $80. Okay, so just be careful about that. Man, I've been saying this and I will say it again, it's just hard to find levels when you have this massive wick. It's just covering everything. You're gonna have to try and catch a retracement if you want to look for the longs. Let's see. It's a daily, so 12-hour imbalance, but we have one above. What on the so that's a good first level, $200. This doesn't look bad. Too much volume at the high. It's not great. That is not great. It's a hard one for me to analyze. I'll just be honest. Let me look at the anchored VWAP maybe. From here. No, we don't have confidence on that. You have an interesting level at 165, but the problem that I have with that is that you have an ugly low right below it at 162. This is a wickless low, which as you know will be an ugly low. So just be cautious on altcoins. I've said this in the past live streams. I will say it again. Overall, I think most altcoins will recover their wick from the 10th of October. To the upside, I do think that 198, which is pretty much $200, a big psychological level, will be a very nice resistance. So the short could be much more obvious than the long. You have a first level at 200 pretty much, and you will have a second level on this 12-hour order block at 215, let's call it. Okay, so two levels. The shorts will probably be safer than the longs in this market, especially on Aave. And on ZEC as well, as you saw on ZEC, if you waited for the imbalances, as I showed you, well, you got a massive reversal to the downside. So overall, I'd be cautious on altcoins. INJ, we've been taking a look at this one for a while. Oh, we had a setup. So this one didn't take the low before pumping. Did the first target offer a rejection? Not really. Where did we top out? Was that an imbalance? Nope, that wasn't. That wasn't. So I would still look for a bit higher on INJ. Man, I just don't like these. That's a good level, actually. Good level. So we can remove this. This is not a good low. It will get taken out. So it's just a matter of time to see, do you reach that resistance and then reverse? Something like this. Something like this on INJ. Look for these lows to get taken out, and this is a good resistance up around 6.6. Just quickly want to look at ZEC, man. I'm really annoyed about that short. I actually didn't track it after I didn't take it, man. Frick. Nothing. We have nothing. No imbalance, no major imbalance to get recovered on ZEC. It's too high. Yeah, I just missed it. I missed the boat. Can you take a look at silver and gold? Yeah. Not much to say still on silver and gold. I would be looking for a top on gold soon just because of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus, by looking at the dollar, I still believe that the dollar will go higher. So if the dollar goes higher, gold, Bitcoin, and stocks will come down. Just a matter of time. Silver has been pumping very well over Friday. That was a Friday pump. Silver still looks good for the wave 3, for the completion of wave 3. Let's go back on the higher time frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're just looking for the high of wave 3 on silver. Not much to say, not much to say. It's hard to do an analysis at all-time highs. It's just hard, you know? Like, you can't really give a level. So yeah. Probably time to sell gold, of course, if anyone has invested in gold. Personally, I had silver. I have sold half of it at the all-time high. It's just time to sell overall. Same thing with the stocks. I have sold most of my stocks. And take a look at what happened to them. Sophie. It's back up. I sold it at 29 last week, so it's back up at where I sold it. Robinhood still down from where I sold it. And AMD, yeah. It's filling that gap also below where I sold it. So just overall time to sell in my opinion. Request please. You said something about time crunch on BTC, so you don't think it's not going to take out the low anymore? Thank you so much. No, the low will get taken out. It's just I don't think that it will offer a long setup. So when the low gets taken out, I don't think that will be a long to look for. So we can see that after we get that move up, yes, I am looking for that low to get taken out. It's just at this point, I would just expect lower prices. And keep in mind, of course, the Elliott wave count, which we talked about, because at some point we will bounce again. Where's my Elliott wave chart? Right there. Remember the Elliott wave, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So logically after this you will get an ABC and then you will continue lower. Potentially. This is too far in time to predict, but something like this would make sense. Right now, in my opinion, every single Elliott wave count is pointing towards at least one more low. And then, of course, when we get that low, if we get it, we'll have to see what happens. Are we getting very good volume on the jobs? Are you getting a lot of daily imbalances? Or maybe are people still too bullish? We'll have to see. But yeah, I am expecting the low to get taken out. It's just after it. I don't know if we get a long position. I don't think we do, at least. I think it will drop lower and then we'll see what happens. So that would be the first plan. Let me just make this clear. Brush. That would be preferred plan. Let's call this the preferred plan. Don't even know if I wrote it correctly. And then the second one would be a Monday high, which is possible. Up into $94,000 if we hold up here, as I said. Up into 94. And then we drop back down. That one would be super weird. Just because of the time. I keep talking about time, I know, but just something I cannot overlook right now. Let's just call this Monday high. Let's make it simple. Monday high plan. That would be my preferred plan. Any more questions? Do you think silver is going to hit $60 this wave 3? Well, probably. Very probably. It looks very impulsive. And the dollar is... So the dollar is still kind of going sideways at the lows. So as long as it does this, well, silver has no point to stop. $60 should be a fairly easy target for silver. I think I talked about... Yes, we talked about this before. I wanted to see $60. And then, of course, if we can maintain above 60, then we look for 70. I don't know, 70 seems a bit too much, but I'm not much of a silver analyst, I have to admit, so take my analysis with a grain of salt. I don't trade silver, so I don't have much information on it, is what I'm trying to say. 60 looks good for a wave 3 high, but then it could extend to 70. Just 70 looks a bit too high in my opinion. Could be wrong, but I don't care. I don't trade it. And I'm not going to buy silver up here. Anyone that buys at all-time highs is pretty... Let's not use any bad words. Thank you. I'm out of questions. Well, so that should be it for this live stream. I don't think I have much to cover. If anyone is interested, by the way, I have bought a bit of this stock, ELV. Not financial advice, it's just what I'm doing. Just healthcare is a very undervalued sector at the moment. This looks undervalued. It has a good balance sheet, so I'm personally looking at it. Not very important, but if anyone is interested, I just thought I would update you. In any case, to the main point, which is Bitcoin. This week, I am looking at two main things. The first one, which would be my preferred scenario, is that we get a drop into tomorrow, form a Tuesday low, then get a bounce for the rest of the week, close the weekend potentially up there, get a Sunday pump, ideally a Monday high. It could extend towards maybe a Thursday or a Wednesday high. That would be a bit less likely in my opinion. Just looking at every single high on Bitcoin, look at this high, it was put in on Tuesday. So that's why on the higher, not on the higher time frames, but this week, that's what I'm looking for. Tuesday low, pump into a next Monday high. If price holds up here and we pump into tomorrow, I will be looking for a Monday high at $94,000 pretty much. In this case, we could probably take it back down to $87,000. And then from there, of course, we could still look for that long position for another move up. Very unlikely. Not very unlikely, but it's just that I cannot see this happening. Maybe I'm blindsided, but it doesn't matter anyway because right now I am not taking a trade. I'm gonna wait to see what happens. If we get a pump, I'm gonna look to add even more to my short position, which is anyways at $94,000. If we jump first, I'm gonna look for the long position at $87,000 first. So whatever happens, guess what? I don't care because I'm not taking any position inside of this range. I'm just gonna wait to see what happens, wait for the good levels to get hit, and then take a decision. So what's your opinion about Wyckoff analysts saying that we're gonna take out the low first before a bounce to 97? Well, I heavily disagree just because of the FOMC. I think that is extremely unlikely. If it happens, I will admit that I was wrong, but it's just very unlikely. By the low, you mean this low, by the way? $80,000, or which low are you talking about? Because if you're talking about $80,000, then yes, it is very unlikely. It's just probably Bitcoin is going to move up into the FOMC to get a sell the news event. We have the rate cut. Everyone is waiting for this. The bull market is not over in their opinion, and Bitcoin is ready for a new all-time high. So if you get that bump into the rate cuts, I do believe that would be a fairly big bull trap, exactly as we got up there at $116,000, which I was looking to short. So nothing different here. Yes, 80. No. I think it's very unlikely to take $80,000 first. Could be wrong, of course. That's my opinion. But hey, it is what it is. Maintain this low until the next major high and then dump back down below it. That's my view. Okay. So with that said, thank you everyone for watching. We have done the recap on Bitcoin, so we don't need to do it. Yes, I'm not going crazy. We have done the recap. So once again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for the live chats. If you could leave a like on the stream, of course, that would be heavily appreciated. So once again, thank you everyone for being here, for talking in the live chat, for liking the stream, and just for watching overall. So I do wish you guys an amazing rest of the weekend, an amazing evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you are on the planet. I'm always bad at ending streams, but hey, who cares? With that said, see you everyone tomorrow morning inside of the Discord. Right now, I'm gonna go rest. No trading for me today, as it is every single weekend. I would advise you do the same. Probably don't look for trades inside of this range. If you want to, of course, it's your decision. But for myself, I'm gonna go rest until tomorrow morning. So one last time, thank you everyone, and see you tomorrow. Goodbye.